By far, one of the most common mistakes I see beginner guitarists making is knowing how to hold the guitar. And this one thing alone can make your guitar learning journey like really easy or really hard. In this video, I'm going to break down 5 of the key things to look out for. And stick around to the end because I'm going to break down what guitar is best for you: acoustic, electric, nylon string, steel string, etc. Hello, my name is Jay, the beginner to confident guitar coach. I've spent the last 30 years touring the world as a professional musician and teacher. I've performed in over 40 countries and I've been blessed to teach thousands of students. The way I teach makes it really simple because I break down the micro tools that make this instrument really easy to play. So number 1, how should the guitar sit on my body? Now you might think this is a really obvious question, but this can literally be a game changer of making the guitar super easy or super hard. Now you might think this is really obvious, but each one of these 5 things can literally make or break how easy this instrument is for you to learn. Now on the acoustic guitar, we've got this cutaway angled section, which is designed to sit over your right leg. However, if I'm sitting like this and nice and relaxed, my right hand strumming hand is going to be about here and my left hand is going to be about here, which feels really awkward on my body like that. How I'd like to be sitting and playing is more like this. So you can see we've got a bit of a problem here. So one of the first adjustments I'll make with beginner guitarists is moving the guitar a little bit this way. Now the size and the shape of the guitar does dramatically affect this, but if you start by thinking, well, if I'm going to sit at the guitar and I want to comfortably play this instrument, how does the guitar want to fit on my body? So kind of sit like that, get comfortable and try and get the guitar to fit into your body. For me, with this particular size guitar, about like this feels pretty comfortable. And if we look there, you can see the butt of the guitar there is right up against my leg. Now that feels a little bit awkward to hold, but I guarantee that's going to make it so much easier to play. And the secret here is getting a strap and putting on a strap so the guitar sits on your body like that without having to use your hands. That will make your life so much easier to start. Now if I'm jamming out by the campfire or just playing casually, 100% I'll be playing like that. It doesn't look that cool to be up like that, but man, it's so much easier. In fact, you'll see a lot of the virtuoso guitarists playing like this because they can really get around the fretboard heaps easier. So this will cause your left hand a whole lot less discomfort while you're learning to play. Number 2, what angle should the guitar be on? So this is a massive problem I see beginner guitarists making all the time. They'll start with their guitar either like this, flat, or pointing to the ground. If the headstock of your guitar is pointing to the ground, that makes it extremely difficult to play. Even if your guitar is like horizontally flat with the neck, that also makes it hard to play when you're beginning. So ideally when you're starting, you want the headstock of your guitar to be pointing slightly up like this. Okay, I say about a gentle 15-degree angle upwards. Or if you're coming up more like this, that's more of maybe a 35-degree angle there, 30 degrees maybe. And even some of the virtuoso guitarists, again, you'll see that 45-degree angle. Now there's a reason for that. It just makes it so much easier to start. The difference you see with people struggling trying to get around this way compared to this and being really comfortable. Number 3, does the guitar size matter? In short, yes, 100%. You can see the thickness of my acoustic guitar is quite thick here. So obviously my arm's going to be out like this. You can get slimmer lined acoustic guitars that are maybe like 3/4 of the size of this, even half the size, or an electric guitar is much slimmer. It depends on how your body feels. As we get older, sometimes it's nicer to have something a little closer to the body, a little slimmer. I really like the size of this acoustic guitar. That's what I'm used to. And you will kind of get used to whatever you choose. Obviously for smaller bodies, women and children, you can get smaller size guitars. For kids, you know, a 3/4 size is great. Most women play full size guitars, but you can get small body ones that sort of just, you know, take an inch off the side. That can make it a lot easier for you to play. Number 4, and this can be an absolute game changer for a couple of reasons. How should the guitar sit up against my body? So the guitar should sit up, really, I recommend flush against your body, okay? So flat on a 90-degree angle against your belly. If your belly's sticking out a bit, obviously it might tilt back a bit that way, but even with that, try and get the guitar to sit flat. I'll show you the reason why. Now, beginner guitarists always debate me on this, okay? They always say, I have to play like this because then I can see the guitar fretboard while I'm learning. Otherwise, I can't see where my fingers are on the frets. So firstly, after a couple of weeks of practice doing the right things, I'll show this in another video, you don't need to look where you put your fingers on the frets anymore because you'll be able to feel it if you're doing the right things. Secondly, this makes the guitar so hard to play. If your guitar is sitting out on this angle, to get your hands on the frets, you almost have to physically dislocate your shoulder to get your hand around in a comfortable way to play the actual instrument. This is bad news. Also, you'll find when people do this, the headstock of the guitar will be right out in front of the body. So they're now chasing with their whole body this way to try and play. So hard. So bring the guitar back. Again, flush against the belly. Up like this. Think like you're sitting at the guitar and the guitar is molding to you, not you molding to the guitar, okay? So if I'm sitting comfortably and I put my hand here and my hand here, that's what it should feel like. That's flat against my body. And I get it. Now you're like, but I can't see the frets. Start with simple exercises. Just getting used to where the fingers sit. Check out my other videos breaking down left and right hand technique to make all these things so much easier for you. And number 5, how should I strum? So with the right hand there in this position, you'll find your right hand will come over like this. I like to line up my pick with the sound hole, ideally actually at the back of the sound hole. For me, this is the sweet spot of the guitar where that blend of bass and treble is just perfect. If I go further back to the back of the guitar, it's very thin. I might use that for like the intro of Wish You Were Here. Okay, it's got that real thin sound. Otherwise, if I go down further to the front here, it's really warm. Maybe for more of that Jack Johnson-y kind of Hawaiian mellow kind of guitar sound. But for me, the sweet spot is right around here. Okay, so as my arm comes over the top of the guitar here, again, it really depends on what I'm playing. For me, if I'm strumming, I'll probably have the guitar maybe a little bit more that way, so I can really relax that right hand. If I'm playing open chords, nice and easy, more like that. Whereas if I'm coming up on the neck or playing stuff that's a bit more challenging, I'll definitely bring it up like this. And if I'm practicing for long periods, it just makes it so much easier. So you kind of got to move it around sometimes to work for you. That's how you stop yourself from discomfort when you're learning and getting fatigued, etc. So as promised, what guitar should you choose to learn on? Or if you've been playing for a while, what guitar is best for you to move on to next? So now, the great debate. Should I start on a nylon string acoustic or a steel string acoustic? Now, all my students around the world that come to my weekly jam sessions, the Guitar Lab, would know this, that after a couple of weeks, your fingers become accustomed to whatever you play. So if you start on a steel string, maybe at first, for the first few weeks, it's a little bit sensitive on the fingers. Again, you're probably doing things the wrong way. You're probably pushing too hard and doing way more work than you need to with your left or your right hand. So that's going to cause discomfort, especially your left hand on the frets. So knowing how to have the most amazing technique, just like you've learned how to hold the guitar today, is a game changer. So I would honestly say, don't worry about steel string or nylon string. Go with the sound of the guitar that you prefer most. If you love the sound of nylon string, classical guitar and flamenco guitar, it sounds so beautiful. Go with a nylon string guitar. If you're more of a steel string person, more into rock and pop and, you know, the classic Dylan and all that sort of stuff, then go with a steel string. For me, I play steel string almost all of the time. I have a couple of beautiful nylon strings too, but steel strings, I just prefer the sound for most of the music that I play. Or maybe you're looking for more information around an electric guitar. So for me, electric guitar, I love Gibson. It's what I love. You know, Epiphone is more of their budget range. Think like Jimmy Page or Angus Young from AC/DC. These are two amazing Gibsons. The SG, the Les Paul, that's just what I love. Fender Stratocasters are massively popular as well. With that range, you know, electric guitar and acoustic guitar, sort of in that $200 to $400 range to get something that's of some quality, and then up to Gibsons, like higher quality, you know, you're talking $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. The SGs you can get, I think US around about $1,000, but their Epiphone budget ranges are way cheaper, again around that sort of $200 to $600 range. You can see the body thickness. These are both, you know, quite thin. They fit on the body really snug and really nice. Electric guitar, you know, you need an amplifier and a cable as well, so really just depends. Starting with an acoustic and moving to an electric, I always say to my students around the world in the Guitar Lab that have a reason, like something to aim for. Like if you're playing acoustic now and you really want to get an electric, commit to yourself that you have to jam every week and you have to, you know, tick certain goals, play your favorite song by the end of the month or the end of the year to work up to getting this, to earning your electric guitar. You got to earn it, you know. Every one of my guitars I've earned for some reason, something that's really important to me and for me. If you want to know the 3 most common things that stop people from playing guitar, check out this video because it's going to save you a whole lot of time and ease when learning this instrument. Happy playing. I'll see you in the next video. And of course, please do the thing, like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.